Wish I'd be a hamster, a hedgehog, or a shrew. I would walk across the world just to snuggle up with you. Wish I'd be a hamster, a hedgehog, or a shrew. I would walk across the world to snuggle up with you. Wish I'd be a hamster, a hedgehog, or a shrew. I would walk across the world to snuggle up with you.
Hello there, and welcome to another retrospective of work that I have done over the last 17 and a half years here in this magnificent world of Second Life. And this also doubles as a fundraiser. I have been a broken record over the last 3 months. Linden Lab did not renew my contract, which is totally fine. We parted on very good terms, and now I am a independent entity, and I'm looking for 100 sustaining supporters, starting at the level of $1 per month or $300 per month. Right now, we're at 90 supporters, and by we, I mean me and this little hedgehog here, a cyber hedgehog. So, I will spend the next 2 hours repeating how important it is to have to continue to create a record, an oral history of Second Life, the people behind the avatars that make the world, but I will not, hopefully not, completely bore you to death and annoy you. So I have prepared, I think, about 15 videos that run the gamut. Completely amazing old stuff that I completely forgot about. Social political stuff that we produced back in the early days, 2007, 2008, about current events, where Second Life was brimming with events that had a real life component, if you will, and also fantastical stuff. A lot of the Made in SL stuff. Um, a story on the Hotel Chelsea, which I care a lot about, and Strawberry Linden, formerly Singh, before she married Chairman Linden. I don't know. This is just a joke. She's not married to Chairman Linden. She's maybe married to Chair Linden. I don't know. But Strawberry, a good friend of mine, of course, Linden Lab employee, has a cameo in one of the videos. Let's see if it's only a voice cameo. Let's see if you can detect it. And another video is from the What Second Life Means to Me series, and that's the video that is centered around her, what Second Life means to her, which is one of my favorite videos. Now, let me just bring your attention before we watch the first video. This here is the Drax Files Made in SL sponsor trophy. So my plan is to return August 24th with new stories, and it's going to be basically a synthesis between the Drax Files World Makers, which was my series from 2013 to 2019, and the Made in SL format, which is very, very similar, but those are the videos that I made for the official Second Life channel from 2018 to 2024. And there are 5 videos in the pipeline that I have yet to complete, and they will be coming out piece by piece starting August 24th. So you can pick up a Drax Files Made in SL trophy, sponsor trophy, and I'll put this in the YouTube chat when the first video is coming. Here I mean, this is really an amazing, this is an amazing piece that works really well in your Second Life home. I mean, this was of course handcrafted by one Arduin Schwartzman, who is sitting right here, and he's smoking and he's drinking, and of course he deserves all the smoke and the lung cancer that comes with it, and also the liver cancer that comes with the drink, because he is such an amazing craftsman. Here's also Clyde. Clyde is joining us, and Shyla the Super Gecko is also here. So if you find me in world, feel free. There's a bunch of chairs, and we can duplicate these chairs, and you can hang out if you want to. But I'm not going to disclose the location. It's probably pretty easy to find. So now, where shall we start with? Let's ask the YouTube people and the in-world people. I have old stuff, very old stuff, rare stuff. I have one that features Ebbe Altberg, rest in peace, former Linden Lab CEO. who died on June 4th, 2020. Or was it 2021? See, I would have to look it up, but I know it's June 4th because this is actually the same day my mother died. Um, so I have one great video that features Ebbe when I met him in Amsterdam in real life and filmed with him. Um, what do we want? Do we want something from the early days, 2007, 2008 era, or do we want something fairly current that is rare, or do we want something super rare behind the scenes, also older but very relevant, where I did a worked on a game component that was hand in hand with a Second Life, um, with a PBS documentary. Okay, nobody's saying anything. Nobody wants nothing. Clyde is typing. Clyde, old, new, or blue? Something old, something new, something blue. The new stuffs. Okay, just because Arden says the new stuffs, I was going to start with something old. But I'm going to start with something really cool because so this is from a documentary called Deep Down, which was a documentary about Kentucky and the plight of coal country, essentially, and the workers there. And we worked on a Second Life game component to talk more about the environmental issues. And this is a really rare behind the scenes video. This was developed at BAVAC in Oakland, California. And you see a young me. And this is from 2010. It's amazing, again, to look at this stuff, what was possible in SL in terms of interactivity and how vibrant it was, and it still is. But the ingenuity of the people who were sort of imagining the possibilities for SL to work alongside this traditional documentary. So here we go. This is kind of self-explanatory. The little featurette about Deep Down. Action.
Deep Down is a film that is a cinema verite documentary about a small community in eastern Kentucky called Maytown. And we followed the community as a mining company came to town in the hopes of creating a mountaintop removal mine to produce power for our country.
Mountaintop removal is a crime of geologic proportions.
I had no idea is the first thing people say. I had no idea.
No more can I sit on my porch for the dust. I can't enjoy the sound of the birds for the coal trucks flying by my home. The blasting has brought me out of the bed in early mornings, thinking of terrorist attacks.
The very first day that I started shooting for the film, as we kind of like emerged over these beautiful mountaintops and saw these gigantic gaping holes that kind of looked like the surface of the moon, I was just so overcome with sadness for the disappearance of these mountains. What we tried to do with the film, and now moving outside the film into other forms of media, is to give people a sense of that scale of destruction and their own human connection to it. Here at the Producers Institute, we're developing an interactive 3D virtual mine in the program Second Life.
Which is the premier virtual world centered around user-created content. There's a whole bunch of them out there, but Second Life is still the leading one because it allows you to do anything and build anything and interact with people without any type of restrictions. There's social interaction going on. It transcends geographical and cultural boundaries, and it is in real time. I can be in the same space with up to 200 people, and we can have voice communications as if we were in a real space.
So we really wanted to create something that was a truly interactive experience, but that was also very experiential. The culture, the music, even just when you're standing in the middle of the forest and what it sounds like, What we decided to do was have it be like a story inside the virtual space so that you're prompted to action in each level of the gameplay through some element of the story.
This is Drax with Deep Down News reporting to you live from the center of Maytown, where a crisis is beginning to unfold. Maytown has reached its limits, and rolling blackouts like the ones that have occurred nationwide are expected in Maytown very soon. I'm here with Lowell Hanshu, a local mining engineer. Lowell, can you help us understand what is going on here?
Frankly, we need help solving this problem. We've been mining the mountain for coal, but the energy demands are larger than we can meet, and we need everyone's help. The power plant is hungry for coal. We gotta mine more coal, and fast.
So it prompts the users to mine coal in order to produce enough power to power Maytown. So to do that, they've got to blow up the mountains, haul the coal, use the machinery, and while they're doing so, they're creating all these awful side effects that are the things that people in Appalachia experience through mining all the time. The water goes bad, the air has become blacker from the coal-fired power plants. You're doing these little actions of gameplay, but you're also seeing those effects.
Oh my Lord, I never dreamed.
Our water's poisoned, the air's turning black, and Drax, our entire mountain is disappearing.
All the characters are going to be the players of the game. They're the people who are inside of it, who are exploring the space, and they could choose to wander off and do something else, or they can choose to participate in the story as we've kind of kicked it off for them.
Emilia, I understand that power has been restored to Maytown, and yet for some reason the residents still aren't happy. Can you elucidate for us what are the community concerns here?
We've got people getting sick, we have no clean drinking water, our air's polluted, and they're filling in our beautiful valley. We're losing our mountain.
What I think everybody out there must be wondering is how, besides mining more coal from this mountain, can we meet this ever-increasing need for electricity?
We just can't keep up with these demand rates for power. I mean, all I can figure is that we've got to start turning things off. And I mean everything, and fast.
The next level is how can we reduce our consumption? The game is you run around Maytown and you turn off all the lights and cell phones and TVs and everything by pushing buttons. The last level of gameplay is a task involving building a bunch of wind and solar energy plants and positioning them, trying to get the power level up, and as your reward you get to kind of experience some of the more cultural aspects. The ability to add these interactive elements in Second Life, it's just completely a whole new way of thinking things through. So how can we now move back from Second Life into First Life and make impact in the real world? I feel so supported by not only all the staff here, but all the other producers, the mentors that come here. It's just been amazing, and they've really, really helped us evolve the project from just a 3D space that you could explore to being really a multi-level staged game that enhances our film and the content that we've collected. I'm just really thankful for being here.
There's a panda bear who's just arrived.
Huh?
A panda bear.
Hilarious. Hilarious. Oops, my frame went really, really big. I'm sorry about that. I got to make the frame a little bit smaller. Sorry, what happened here? Yeah, that was Deep Down, a film that I highly recommend. And you can see that the SL functionality is really, really awesome. These environmental themes were on our minds back then. They should be today. And a little, I don't know if people know Babaka Linden, who he was or is. And Babaka Linden was seen in one little frame there. Anyway, so welcome to the live stream. Please put your name in the YouTube chat if you're watching. Why are you watching? What is your interest in Second Life documentary? What videos do you want to see more? I'm trying today to get 10 more sustaining supporters. This is an image I took from the Ko-fi page, kofi.com/Draxter. There are 89 supporters this morning, and then now we have 90. Here's Philip. Philip actually also pledged. Lord Philip, God bless his flexi hair. And you can go to kofi.com/Dragster. You can become a member at the Drax base level. That's $1 per month. And if you are hurting financially, these are hard times financially. So please do not feel obligated. I mean, I made fun of the pledge drives of public radio, which I was part of for many years in my public radio days. So I'm not going to go into that unless there's a public demand, me impersonating hardcore pledge drive guy. If you don't pledge to the Drax Files made in SL now, it's your fault, you freeloading scumbag. If you don't put your Linden dollars where your mouth is, if you just say, I love Dragster, I love Second Life history and creativity, but I'm not gonna give him a Linden cent for God's sakes, then you are a smoocher. Come on, pledge. I'm not gonna say that. Actually, I just did. But so the Ko-fi page has 3 basic tiers, and the basic tiers are $1 per month, $3 per month for Drax Pal, and the Drax Superstand level is $9 per month. So the goal is to find 100 supporters to start the Drax Files Made in SL series on August 24th this year. And I'm very confident we can make it. I have 5 stories in the pipeline, and I will also later in the program give out an email that you can send your story ideas to. You can nominate yourself. If you feel like you're doing something really important and extraordinary here in SL, please don't hesitate. Don't feel self-conscious about it. Send an email, and I look at everything because I encounter people a lot who say, I have nothing, to contribute. My life is very uninteresting, my SL life and whatnot. And I say, my reply to that is, if you are in Second Life and you spend time in Second Life and you feel attracted to this environment of creative pursuits and community building, then your story is already interesting. And I will extract from you a story, I'm a doctor after all, Dr. Exter. I will extract the story that is also then become significant for all of us watching this. So I'm pulling back the camera here. Oh, there's another person who found us. His name is Diafka Nocturne. Don't use your voice, Diafka. It's forbidden today. Look at Diafka. Smashing look right next, bunching up to Shyla the Super Gecko. Time travel is like life. There are no rules, only consequences. What? Who writes this crap? So now let's move on to the next video. There are Dragster plushies, Avalier, in Sansar, but Sansar is no more. At least not for me. I don't know if they're still there, but I'm here. And if somebody wants to make a Dragster plushie in Second Life or real life, I'm all for it. Now, Diafka, do you want to watch a video that is old or one that is new? I don't think Diafka has voice on. Maybe he's listening on YouTube. There is a delay. Then let me, before we go to the next video, there are 2 other tiers on Ko-fi. They're the expensive elitist tiers. Only if you can afford it. Again, I know people are hurting financially. Do not feel obligated. If you can contribute and you want to help out and you appreciate this, then by all means do. The Drax Megatherion level is at $19.99 per month, and I will write you a song of about 2 minutes, 2 minutes tops. I will write you and record you a song where I will play all the instruments, and then I will make a music video, a basic music video to that song, and I will send it to you. The Drax Boss level OMG for $49.99 per month is that song, plus you can meet with me 30 minutes every single month, talk about anything you like. This will be recorded privately and it will send to you for you to keep as a memory. A 30-minute session and a song. And then, of course, this is Ko-fi with dollars and euros. And this is the Drax Files sponsor trophy made by Arden Schwartzman, and the trophy can be picked up in world. Right here, I'm putting this in YouTube. It can be picked up in world, and this has basically the same levels as the Kofi, but in Linden dollars. Arden is still drinking. Diafka has not answered if he wants an old video or a new video, so I'm going to play a newer video. And I'm going to play a video that means a lot to me, and it's from the Made in SL series. It's Care Made in SL. Now, this is about a woman who runs a place. I think it's a series of regions to help people with PTSD. And I mean, the video is self-explanatory. The story is self-explanatory, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But those are the types of stories that I find really fascinating. I mean, I find everything fascinating, like I said before. But my preference are around helping to alleviate loneliness, the intrinsic motivation that is triggered in SL. I find fascinating and important because SL is arguably one of the last places that is not governed by some stupid algorithm that is, created, programmed, and administered by a bunch of tech bros who really don't have the interest of regular people at heart, but the interest of investors. So that, to me, as I've been a broken record, is very, very important. So the stories that exemplify that kind of stuff in SL, that's my jam. But that doesn't mean that I shy away from basic good, fun, entertaining stuff. Like, for example, I profiled Diafka, who makes comics. I mean, who the hell reads comics? Hello, Kip Yellow Jacket. Kip found us. I made it very, very difficult. Only to keep Kip out. No. Kip is supporting this effort, and thank you big time, Kip. I think Kip has one of the neat little sponsor trophies. But so anyway, let's go to the next video. Care Made in SL, profiling PTSD, efforts to alleviate PTSD and help people with PTSD with a whole variety, with a really kind of a holistic approach in Second Life. And this was, and this is on the official SL channel. It's a little buried there. So I want to play it. And again, also as an example of the types of stories that I love to put together. So I'll put the email out just after that. And if you run into stories like that, email me, spam me, remind me if I don't reply. This is the story, Care Made in SL. And hello, Caddy. Caddy also found us. Awesome. Care Made in SL.
My name is Anya Ibor in Second Life. What I do is education, research, and advocacy for people with PTSD. I work mainly with crime victims, child abuse victims who are adults now. PTSD occurs when you are exposed to helplessness, violence. You are altered and changed forever. After the trauma event, people cannot move past it. People around you, your loved ones, your partners, your children, will want you to go back to the way you were. You can't go back to the way you were. These people have experienced the most extreme brutality from other human beings, a full body experience, and they find it very hard to move beyond that. There is a stigma associated with post-trauma. Everybody thinks that we're ticking time bombs, that we're going to be violent against other people. However, the biggest danger to people with PTSD is themselves. The leading cause of death for people with PTSD is suicide. Then we have all these symptoms, the hypervigilance, an inability to sleep. What we're here about is facing those symptoms, accepting them, educating people in resocialization. If you come into Second Life, it's the same as real life. It's not gaming. It's sort of an idealized real world. The reason why the virtual world works to gain recovery, unlike real life, in here you have control. The act of creating their avatars is called the Proteus effect. It's like giving birth to yourself, your true self, the way you look in your mind. It's very healing. If they come across a bad person or a bully or an abuser, what my research showed is that they might run away at first or block that person, but then they go back in, because in here, this is a safe psychological space where people with post-trauma reapproach that person and flip the script. If they were helpless during that traumatic event in real life, here they can rescript that helplessness that you felt during the traumatic event.
You told me that the library and the art exhibit where we're standing right now is your favorite place. What's the second favorite or the second most important place for you?
The second most important space is Remembrance Place. That's about processing grief. The next most important part is care of the body, learning relaxation techniques so that we don't have the panic attacks, so that we don't get irritable and lash out, that we can maintain our equilibrium. The fourth most important space is the creative arts space. It's about fun and play and creativity. Very healing. Take that trauma and express it non-verbally.
One fascinating aspect of Second Life is how it helps people with sleep issues.
There are people that take their laptops, log into Second Life, and watch their avatars sleeping, and then they can sleep. This is a sim that is meant to be walked through. It's all about immersing yourself, but it's a two-way conversation. When you log off, you're taking something back with you, some education, some knowledge, and maybe a chance to work on your resilience.
Oops, sorry, I fell asleep. No, I didn't. But yeah, so that was Care Made in SL from a couple of years ago. And the Drax Files Made in SL format that I'm planning on launching in August 24th is basically a mixture between this type of storytelling and the Drax Files World Makers, which you may know, and if you don't, shame on you. Because I'm here for shaming people to because not supporting me and not watching my stuff. No, 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 no. I'm so appreciative of all the wonderful support and kind words, and especially when you look at this story of people sharing their story and working with me, because it's also sometimes, I mean, I acknowledge as a documentary maker, it's hard to open up, and these 5-minute videos are often based on long conversations, so the process is rather long and it can be tedious and maybe tiring, and people may have second thoughts, why am I sharing this? And that happens, and it's my job to make people feel comfortable. It's my job to make sure that people feel trusted, and I work 17 and a half years to gain that trust, and I thank people for giving me that trust. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's just beautiful. The avatar going to sleep, and then you can sleep. I mean, I've heard that many times. People told me that the comfort of seeing the avatar and those kind of mirror neurons. That's the neuroscientific research. There's a lot of research being done on that. So please do support me. I have one new supporter, so we're down to 9. We need 9 sustaining supporters. Avalier says, is there an option of manually donations? You can always throw me donations to me personally, but the thing is, what I need is to have these sustaining members, and this is just a sort of a random number to gauge primarily interest. Is there interest in this type of work? Because I get hundreds, if not thousands, of messages where people say, "Hey, this is so awesome what you do," etc. And I feel like, okay, there's got to be like at least 100 people, and we're very close. It's got to be like 100 people who feel that is worth $1 or 300 Linden dollars per month. And so this is not making this is not covering the expenses by any means, even just the expenses of building sets and things like that, let alone the time that I have to carve out now with a day job. But I don't want to whine because I know people are hurting. And I yesterday had a conversation with a friend of mine here in SL who's a single mother with 3 kids. That's really a lot tougher, no matter how you slice and dice it, than my life. So I don't want to complain. But at the same time, if there's no interest, if the interest doesn't go above a certain threshold, I'm thinking like, why am I even doing this? I mean, I care about the world. I care about the people. But if the people don't care about it, why am I doing it? And again, this is a conversation. This is my own struggle. The conversation that's going on in my head, and at the end of the day, I feel Second Life is incredibly relevant to culture, especially as we're drifting more and more into a monoculture dominated by algorithms, into a monoculture dominated by what they call AI. Super, super scary when you just look at the cultural piece of it. I'm not even talking about the labor issues and such, but so I want to, again, keep creating this sort of repository that everybody in the world can look back on it. That's why I'm not doing a crowdfunding campaign, which a lot of people do in the arts and in books and movies. That to me defeats the purpose, because when you then create tiers with behind the paywall type content and things like that, that's not what I want to do with this. I want this to be open and publicly available, but I need to gauge a little bit of interest here. So somebody here on YouTube says there's an in-world auto donation machine available at the venue. You can come collect one. Yeah, and there's also the link here that I'm going to put in the YouTube. This is the Slurl where the donation machine, we call it the sponsored trophy. Actually, Arden called it that. Arden seems to be sleeping, but he's also talking at the same time. Arden says he changed his name in YouTube. He changed his name to LYBMTUDPYL1JVBN. That makes a lot of sense, Arden. I think you're drunk. Dex Euromat, welcome. Dex also found us. So Caddy, I acknowledged Caddy. Wow, people do find us. So if you want to come and hang in world, this is primarily a retrospective or watch clips and things. But it's fun to have people hanging out, trying to find me and then find me. It's fairly straightforward. Me and my new cyber hedgehog, who is in VR. Look at him. My hedgehog is in VR, and I don't know what he's watching. Is he watching the Drax Files World Makers, or is he watching Los Siete Locos? Los Siete Locos, a TV series based on Roberto Arlt's The Seven Madmen. Now, support me on Ko-fi, support me in World, and we're going to watch the next one. And because I like old stuff, I like historical stuff, we're going to watch something extremely old. We're going to watch a piece that I did on virtual Bali. This also has an environmental angle to it because there was a conference in Bali and there was a virtual version in Second Life. And this is from 2007, and I find it fascinating. Again, this is something I got to be real about. The use of SL by sort of real world causes, and please correct me if you think I'm wrong, has declined a little bit. There was a period where activists of various social issues used Second Life for outreach and did amazing campaigns. You remember the Darfur crisis, where Mia Farrow was involved, and things like that. So, you can dismiss that as a little novelty kind of gimmick, but I wouldn't. Some of these campaigns were very, very community oriented. So I'm gonna play two videos. First, the virtual Bali one, and then one about the Center for Water Studies, which is fascinating. Completely forgot about that. I unearthed it. I forget my own stuff. Sometimes I feel like Rob Halford from Judas Priest was like, "What? I sang that song. When was that? In the 70s?" Or Ian Gillan, whatever. Oh my God, I'm babbling, and we're losing. Actually, look at this. Look at the YouTube statistics. There's 20 people watching when I talk, and when we watch a video, people dropping off. What does it mean, Ardwin? Anyway, let's watch Virtual Bali next, and this is from 2007. I'm gonna check the exact date, but mid 2007. Yeah, here we go.
Thousands of delegates from over 190 countries came to Bali for the United Nations Climate Change Conference, trying to hammer out a roadmap for solving climate issues. On opening day, Executive Secretary Ivo de Boer emphasized
the urgent need to really get resources flowing to developing countries.
De Boer later summed up the part Western countries should play post-Bali.
It's clear to everyone that industrialized countries will have to continue to take the lead.
So as temperatures are rising, what interest did this hot-button issue generate in the Web 2.0 arena, specifically Second Life? Only about 10 avatars were at one virtual Bali event last week, most of them the usual suspects. Activist Delia Lake says in order to fight global warming, we have to include the human capital existing in the developing world.
We can't say that because of a person's status in a country that that person might not have something valuable to contribute. We're building the bridges as we walk on them.
Delia and the organizer of Virtual Bali, Peter Sun Slade, are members of the Environmental Council in SL. For the past year, Peter Zun has been building up the One Climate group of islands, managing exhibits and providing meeting spaces as an alternative to travel in real life.
Meeting is the crucial value add, if you like, from Second Life in tackling climate change. We're all going to have to travel less, particularly fly a lot less in the years to come.
Vehicles made up of binary code are even friendlier to the environment than the solar taxi currently shuttling delegates around in Bali. Peter says governments have to come up with tough legislation because it makes no sense to allow known polluters to self-regulate.
If you're an oil company, you're in real trouble. Your main asset and your main business must decline if we're to save the planet. Most of the green claims made by firms represent less than 5% of their actual carbon emissions. We're all playing around on the margins at the moment.
Playing around at the margins is not for Jasper Rickenna. His London-based organization Energy Savings Trust gives free advice on how to save energy in the home. He says the average household could save up to 1.5 tons of carbon dioxide each year, and that adds up to quite a bit of money, which had been Jasper's main argument in days past.
We don't have to play the money card as much as we used to. Now there's such a lot of media attention going towards energy saving and climate change that it's easy for us. We are pushing an open door. We just need to help people and be very clear about what they can do.
There are many little steps people can take, from simply switching to energy-efficient light bulbs to setting up new insulation. My fearless friend Nildrich Aabai went into the House of Horror at One Climate Island to try some of the suggested improvements. The virtual household appliances themselves provided additional information. The fridge.
Did you know that replacing your old fridge freezer with one that's AAA rated could reduce your carbon footprint by more than 1/4 of a ton a year.
The television.
If you leave your TV and music stack on standby, they're likely to still be using 40% of the energy.
The washer dryer and the beautification station.
Switching off half a dozen lights when you don't need them can take 1/4 of a ton off your carbon footprint.
But even with Al Gore winning the Nobel Peace Prize for his environmental work and Virtual Bali gaining media attention, with U.S. Congressman Edward Markey, chairman of the Select Committee on Energy Independence and Global Warming, showing up on closing day, it will still be very hard to combat the complacency of the masses. So let me be a shining example this holiday season by foregoing the purchase of a new iPhone. I guess my old handset will have to do for the next year. Riding my bike, rain or shine, I'm Draxter Dupre for Life4You News.
I'm caught the rain. I'm here to wash you sane. Let me come in and freeze your skin. This time I'm here to stay.
I cannot believe that I actually rode my bicycle down the street holding the mask in front of my face. And wasn't, the cops like, what is going on with this guy? The mask thing I loved. I did a lot of those, that's something where if you have children and they're past the age where they find everything that their parents do awesome, probably are totally embarrassed and cringe every time they see it. I don't cringe when I see it. I think it's I don't know. I'm completely 100% behind the artistic aesthetic of this thing. So yeah, and fascinating. When you was prim hair and all this kind of stuff, the avatars, but the subject matter, the rigorous, thought of some of the activists who were engaged in Second Life at the time is very cool. And of course, pointing the finger at the issue of greenwashing by large corporations and things like that. That was amazing. And I did two reportages like this per week at the time. It was really kind of insane. And this was for a short-lived TV magazine. You saw the intro and the outro. Life4You News, the first TV magazine in Second Life. I was the news director for sort of the hard news stuff, the real issues. The other people did the entertainment stuff. And this was founded by two real life journalists out of Berlin. They did a fabulous job. Maybe when we do this streaming thing again, I mean, this is the last fundraiser, but I'm playing with the idea of doing sort of retrospectives. I have like a supercut of 30 minutes of this stuff. Really, really fascinating things. So anyway, welcome if you're just tuning in. This is a fundraiser masked as a retrospective. Please support me on Ko-fi. Please go to the in-world location, pick up a sponsor trophy. Where's the sponsor trophy? Oh yeah, here it is. It's here, but it's also at the location that it's put in the YouTube chat. Thank you, Kipton J100, and thank you, Gnostic Goblin, 2 new supporters on Ko-fi. So we're down to 8. We need 8 supporters. We have a little bit over an hour left and tons more videos to watch. Is my voice sounding okay? Or am I weird? Do I sound weird? Give me a little heads up in world, please. Because sometimes this mic is weird. Okay, cool. Thank you, Shyla. So 8 more supporters. This is going really, really well. And, we lost someone here in the world. We have Shyla, we have Diafka, Caddy, Kip, and Arduin, and Dex. Now, Diafka asked me if you can do individual sponsoring. You can always donate directly to me. I want to have this clean number. I decided to have this clean 100 number, like I said earlier, just to gauge the interest of an oral history and what I'm trying to make. I'm completely cognizant of the incredible financial hardship that a lot of people have. So please do not, I'm not speaking to you who is hurting. I'm speaking to the people who are freeloaders and get I don't know the ching sound every 2 seconds with their linden dollars coming in. This image, by the way, here in the background, who is this? Who is this young fella on the right? This is one Lord Philip Rosendale, our Lord and Savior. And who is this fella, second from left, who's skeptically looking at this strapping young fella on the very right? Well, this is me in real life in 2009 in Spokane, Washington, at Washington State University, at the Virtual Journalism Summit. I should have worn my cardboard mask, I guess. God, now that I think about it, I want to go back in time and hold this cardboard mask in front of my face. I did that at Sundance, though. I was at Sundance at a invited on a panel in 2008, and I did have the mask with me. So now we're going to shift gears. Now, not everything that I do in SL or did has to do with documentary. I also did narrative comedy, serialized comedy with this little fella, Fluffy. Now, Fluffy, we started in 2011, and the story was that Fluffy was born in Primland, but he wanted to go to Mesh Country. He was sick and tired of Primland. He wanted to experience the power of Mesh. And basically, we lampooned a little bit the anxieties of people in SL when Mesh was first announced and when Mesh was coming in. In hindsight, I have to say I completely understand these anxieties, and maybe we were a little bit too harsh because I thought at the time that people who were sort of anti-mesh were kind of exaggerating the issue. But of course, there is a huge issue, which we can discuss at another point. The prim economy was hurt badly with this, and this is always the sort of the push and pull of capitalism, and the virtual world is not spared. But so we just did this comedy, Pookie Amsterdam and I, around Fluffy. Here's Fluffy. Oh yeah, Arden is mentioning now we have PBR anxiety. Exactly. So this is always in technological progress, and again, I'm going to do maybe a total a stream only about my anti-capitalist stance and with a little bit of analysis if people are interested, but they can also tune into the book club when we have authors from the progressive left field. This is my dog Gustavo, and this is Fluffy, who I had printed, 3D printed in sandstone in real life. Isn't this amazing? Here he is again, the real Fluffy, at San Francisco International Airport, and I still have him. I think he's fairly fragile, but he's completely intact. I also have another one that was printed. But anyway, when we started with Fluffy, there was Fluffy merch. Look at these gloves. Fluffy merch was all over the place, all over the grid, and Fluffy was really a hit. I did 19 episodes, and then I pulled the plug. And again, these were fun Second Life parody broadly speaking, on Second Life specific sort of attitudes and culture, but primarily about the issue of mesh. Then we branched out towards the end with also a little bit commentary on political stuff. I want to play an episode called the Italian Job. I don't know if I played it last time. I totally forgot. But the Italian Job is probably the most elaborate, fluffy episode that we did. And if I played it in the last live stream, if anybody's watching and remembers that, I apologize, but it has to be played again, because this is pretty elaborate with elaborate green screening, and you will see. And also, there's a bunch of geckos in there, mean geckos. There's a gecko crime syndicate. It's not headed by Shyla the Super Gecko. It's headed by Ethel. And this is episode 12, The Italian Job. My son plays a little cameo. This was shot in Salinas, California. And the guy from the comic book store, Diafka, pay attention, don't sleep. This is about a comic book store. Hello. Okay, Diafka just woke up. Very good. Um, the guy from the comic book store was totally game, and he played his part. It was just amazing. So it was really cool because one day I had this idea. I went to the comic book store and says, "Hey, dude, I'm in a virtual world, and we have this comedy series. You want to play a part in this thing?" And he says, "Yeah, sure." And we did it. So here we go. This is Fluffy on a Mission episode. What did I just say? Episode 12. Episode 12. Where is it? I'm trying to locate it. My list is all cattywampus here. And episode 12, The Italian Job. Enjoy.
Bone is so awesome. I can't wait until the movie comes out.
Yeah, but have you seen these?
That looks like it's for little kids.
Oh no, this is international spy and conspiracy stuff. Check it out.
I had arranged a meeting at an outdoor cafe. The woman sitting across from me was clearly not as high-ranking within a syndicate as she made herself out to be. No offense, but this is just wasting my time, Mrs.
Just call me Ethel. Ethel, no.
Where have I heard this name before?
I'm wanted by Interpol, and I do kids' parties on the side. What do you want, Senor McFluff? Money?
A travel bag appeared on the chair next to me. Beautiful camel leather. You know exactly what I want, and I won't be leaving without it.
Very well, Mr. McFluff. I regret that it has come to this.
At that very moment, a handful of goons appeared from out of nowhere. They weren't looking for a game of Parcheesi, but I had come prepared. So there I was, alive, yes, but not an inch closer to getting Caddy back to headquarters. Time was running out. My next move would have to be...
You kids gonna buy something or what?
Huh? Uh-oh.
This ain't Borders. They would belly up for a reason.
Let's get out of here, dude.
It's okay, Fluffy. You can come out now.
Oh, thanks, Nick. Now, let's go over Caddy's last message again. I'm so close to deciphering it.
We need to find out when they rotate the guards. Then we can strike.
And striking we shall be.
Yeah, 19 episodes available from Fluffy. Please watch them on my YouTube channel. They're so super fun. I have one more lined up for a little bit later, a music video that we did with a cameo by Strawberry. And if you pick out Strawberry in this video, then you are good. And maybe I'll give you a little dollar. But right now, we still need seven supporters. We have 1 hour left. 7 supporters, then we're at 100 supporters for the Drax Files Made in SL, to be launched August 24th this very year. The Drax Files Made in SL is queued up and I'm ready to go. This Ko-fi page is wrong. We have 93 supporters right now. I have to update that. 93 combined Ko-fi and combined Ko-fi with the Drax Files Made in SL. Go to ko-fi.com/Dragster or pick up the donation trophy in World. Now let's watch another oldie video because Delia Lake is actually watching this. Delia Lake is a fantastic person. She is an activist on many fronts, and I met her early on when I came into SL. Oh my God, people tell me Delia is in the room. What? What? Delia Lake is in the room? And she brought a cat? Oh my God. Delia, this is amazing. So I met Delia early on through the Confederation of Democratic Simulators in Neufreistadt when I first came in. I mean, I told this story so many times, but in a nutshell, all of us should acknowledge how important it is to have hand-holding when you first come into SL. And the hand-holding part, or the community part for me, was the New Citizens Incorporated, and then when I bumped into people from Confederation of Democratic Simulators, and then it went from there. But the warmth of people from these communities and New Citizens Incorporated was much more sort of specifically geared towards helping noobs. Without them, I don't know if I would have stayed. I mean, I would like to believe that I had the tenacity to understand what this world holds for me, but I don't know, quite frankly. And so I stress this with in my meetings with Linden Lab all the time. Hire more people. Don't automate this kind of stuff. In the YouTube, Omara Mars and Hardtop75. Hardtop, dude, where have you been? Hardtop. Oh my God. If I knew Hardtop was watching, I would have picked the Railroads Made in SL, which is a 5-part series where without Hardtop it would have been complete garbage. And now it's one of my favorite series ever. Yes, Made in SL is coming back, but it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. It's the Drax Files Made in SL. So it's a hybrid between the Drax Files World Makers and Made in SL. And if people don't know what the Drax Files World Makers was, again, go in the corner and feel ashamed. I'm kidding. Okay, so where were we? Delia Lake. So I'm looking through the archives and I'm unearthing a piece from the Center of Water Studies. And this was also made in 2011, and it features Delia Lake. And I was like, whoa, I did not remember this piece, and how strong this sort of engagement for environmental issues was, the very close relationship between people who were activists in real life, in the physical world, and who then brought that activism into the virtual world. So let's watch this piece in my archives. It's just called Water. And it also touches on these issues of greenwashing, that we in capitalism, we always have to grapple with this. I mean, this whole carbon offset, carbon credit stuff. But again, for my Drax Files communist podcast, that's going to be a spin-off. I'm going to announce that later. But anyway, 7 supporters are needed. 7 supporters. We have 1 hour left. Please consider your contribution on Ko-fi or pick up a donation trophy in World. Thank you so much. And it's so cool that Delia is actually in the room and found us. We're going to watch the Center for Water Study event where I play drums. Actually. Here we go.
The Earth is hurting, and it had been long before Al Gore became a movie star. So is it a sign that we are now finally ready to save the planet when hundreds of thousands of fans go to see over 120 bands on all 7 continents in last week's 24-hour Live Earth event? Al Gore says it is time
to stop the destructive activities and to begin the healing process.
But German magazine Der Spiegel pointed out that the pollution from the celebration itself was pretty damaging. Up to 100,000 tons of CO2 was emitted because concert goers still use planes, trains, and automobiles. So it felt pretty good that the gig I played with Enzym Watanabe at the Center for Water Studies on Better World Island in Second Life did not increase our carbon footprint much at all. Of course, the 200 plus Avatar listeners seem fairly insignificant compared to the 19 million people who watched Live Earth on NBC and their Microsoft-backed affiliate MSNBC. What is it with all these mega corporations hopping on the green train anyway? Planet Thought's Raymaker is an activist at the Center for Water Studies.
There is not a long working history between the extreme environmentalists and extreme corporate world, and there's a little bit of suspicion. I would say that it's up to the environmentalists to listen to any idea that's proposed by a business. If it seems to be a step in the right direction, I don't think we should discount what they're doing.
Planet Thought's partner Delia Lake is open-minded and ready to roll up her sleeves. She decided to make water her cause by displaying an array of functional microhabitats in SL. Delia explains that the issue of water rights, for instance, is not just a local one, since groundwater knows no national boundaries.
Israel is building a huge wall. It has cut off the Palestinians from their wells. On the other side with Israel, their water supply comes down through rivers from Iraq.
While we pass dolphins, eels, and whales on our scuba dive, Delia talks about companies like Nestle who want to privatize water, a trend in underdeveloped countries.
Governments either have insufficient power or a level of corruption that is extensive enough that they cannot deliver water supplies to people.
For Delia, the message is free water for everyone, and clean forests too. This temperate rainforest resembles areas in the northwestern United States, and if one would go up
farther north into Canada, you would find primarily Douglas firs and Sitka spruce. They grow very tall. They get more than 80 inches of rain a year.
What a great teaching tool this sim is. While product managers at NBC's parent General Electric are probably analyzing whether the increase in brand awareness justifies another Live Earth spectacle, SL activists Planet Rain and Delia Lake are content with the smaller attention they are getting.
We need to help people start thinking with a more complete picture. There's an old saying, one person at a time. That's all we can do.
Well, you guys got me thinking about the future a lot. So instead of wood, my new drum set here is completely made out of, yep, zeros and ones. For Life4You News, this is Draxter Dupre.
I hope that, oh wow, this resets itself all the time. I hope that the sound was not too distorted. I just got a really red signal. So if you're just tuning in, this is a fundraiser. This is also a retrospective of my work in Second Life over the last 17 and a half years. And the fundraising evolves around a reboot or a merging of two formats, the Drax Files World Makers and Made in SL. So if you care about an oral history of Second Life or the continuation, please go to ko-fi.com/Draxter or pick up a donation trophy in World. It's on YouTube. In the YouTube chat are the links. 7 more supporters needed. We have 50 minutes left. Can we do this? Can we? Now, what is this image behind me? This image behind me is again the Fluffmeister, but this little piggy up front is a pig that was voiced by one Strawberry Linden from Linden Labs. No, Linden Lab singular. And Strawberry plays a little cameo in this music video. So I want to play that. I love that. And let's make it 5 supporters. So while I'm playing this, you can afford $1 a month or $300 Linden dollars a month. Pick up the trophy or pledge on Ko-fi. Then we have 5 left. Okay, so let's play this music video, which I love, and Strawberry was game for it. And then I have another Strawberry video actually afterwards. But let's do this first. Again, Fluffy, we started that in 2011. And this I think this was one of the last ones. I hope you like it. If you hate my singing voice, please say so. I don't have a problem. I need to be critiqued. I know Shyla wants to watch the Hotel Chelsea one. That's coming up right afterwards too. But if you hate my singing voice, or if you love it, please say so. And Dahlia Lake, Delia, if you have a link to your work, please put it in the YouTube chat or put it here in the local chat in World, and I put it on YouTube. Here we go. Fluffy with a song called Three Rolades and a Cup of Coffee.
Three Rolades and a cup of coffee. That's what I'm gonna have for my breakfast. Just to wash down the past. Three Rolades and a cup of coffee. That should do it for me. For my lunch today, before we go out and play. Is it really true that the past lies behind us? Do we really know what lies ahead? It's so wonderful. Salt sticks and a can of Coke should be my diet for now, to forget you, so you may never return. Is it really true that the past lies behind us? Ahead is so wonderful, pretty and all.
Hi.
Hi. You just moved in next door, right?
Yes. So what are you doing right now?
Nothing special, really.
Want to go for a walk?
Okay. I guess. Don't tell anybody.
I won't.
Is it really true that the past lies behind us? Do we really know what lies ahead? It's so wonderful.
Now the framing is correct. Okay, so again, I love this, and thank you, Strawberry, for this cameo, for this voice cameo. I love this song, and people may know that that I am a musician, actually, originally. And the coolest thing that my son, when he went to visit the American cousins last summer, and I did not go, you know what he brought me back? He brought me back a Rolades pack with only 3 left in it. And I said, "Hey, what did you guys?" I was in Germany. I said, like, "What did you guys bring me?" I was teasing. What did Mom bring me? Mom brought me at least a T-shirt. What did you bring me, son? And he said, "Well, I brought you this," and that was an awesome gift. That because he remembers this song, and he remembers Fluffy, and so that was very cool. 3 Rolades and a Cup of Coffee. You can actually get that song. I don't know on which album it is, but you can get it on Apple Music or whatever. It's on some album. I forgot. So Fiore asks, is there a way to donate in World? Well, yes, the Drax Files Made in SL sponsor trophy. We still need 7 sponsors. 7 sponsors. Can we do this? We have 45 minutes left. You can pick up the donation trophy or the sponsor trophy. It's made by Arden Schwartzman. Arden Schwartzman is right here in World. He's drinking and he's smoking, and Dex is going to die of secondhand smoke. But I don't care because Arden Schwartzman matters. Scripters matter in Second Life, right? Water has joined us. Hello, Water, Shyla, Water, Diafka, Caddy, Kip, Arduin, Dex, and Dahlia Lake. And Dahlia put her slurl in the local chat of her place in the cell. I'll put it in the YouTube chat. Again, I don't publicize the in-world location because this is primarily a retrospective to be consumed, enjoyed on YouTube. But if you want to hang out, I'm very easy to find. So please go and find me. And the YouTube chat has the locations for the in-world location of the donation trophy. Sorry, I should really say that the sponsorship trophy, which is here. I posted it again. And Hardtop is saying something. Hardtop, you made my day, dude. You made my week. Hardtop says, sounds like Dave Grohl. I mean, thank you. I really appreciate that. I mean, I'm happy with my own music, and I have no. Again, I don't have any issues of not getting the respect of my abilities as a singer or whatever. But I just enjoy that, and I will put together an album of Second Life specific songs. All the music I did for the videos on the official YouTube channel, official Second Life YouTube channel, is all original music. It's handcrafted. It's not AI. It's not programmed. It's all played for reals with all these instruments. So I think I might put that compilation together, but sort of a singer-songwriter album is also due. So Fiore, welcome, and Omara, and yes, that was Strawberry. And speaking about Strawberry, so we did an amazing project called What Second Life Means to Me. And I did one, of Gentle Heron from Virtual Ability, and I did one of Strawberry to get the ball rolling. And then we put the word out, and a lot of, I think 50 total residents and Lindens put their little videos out, 1, 2, 3 minute videos, where people speak frankly and honestly about what Second Life means to them, and how much it means to them. And so that was a project. Now I forgot when that was. Was it 2012? God, somebody help me. I pulled it from the archives and now I didn't write this down. But let's watch the one from Strawberry. Back then she was married to Mr. Singh. She was not yet divorced from Mr. Singh because, as you know, she then married Mr. Linden. So her name was Strawberry Singh at the time. Now she's, of course, formally. I know. I don't know if she's watching. She's like, Draxter, you are so cringe. Let's watch this, What Second Life Means to Me, narrated by Strawberry Singh. One of my favorites. But seek out the What Second Life Means to Me. Strawberry has on her YouTube channel actually a playlist where she put everything together. And I know Shyla wants to see Hotel Chelsea. We're going to watch it afterwards. But please support the effort. This is the last fundraiser. And then no more. I'm not going to ask for more after this one. Actually, let me say one more thing. Caddy Rosca here in the local hangout, in this, whatever this is, some sort of spaceship with just another shut-in sitting here in the corner. Caddy just said if you have a premium account in Second Life, you get a stipend every month, $300 Linden. So why not put that to good use and pick up the Drax Files Made in SL donation trophy, sponsorship trophy, and sponsor at the lowest tier of $300 Linden, and you support an amazing effort. And I say the word amazing all the time. It's not because I think I'm amazing. I think it's an amazingly important thing to have a history of this world. Water says 300 linen for premium. Yes. This history is by no means complete. I'm only one person, okay? But I do my best to have a variety. Oh my God. Water just reminds me it's 300 weekly, and I'm only asking for 300 monthly. Come on. Thank you, Water. Thank you. I mean, come on. You can pick up this. Now I'm getting back to my NPR pledge drive. Come on, you lazy freeloading bum. Hardtop 75. Talking about Dave Grohl. And he has a premium account. I know it. I know it, and he's not pledging. What's going on with you, Hardtop 75? You freeloading smoocher. Oh, Sunny Sa is here. How did Sunny find us? Anyway, going back to Strawberry Sing Linden, let's watch what Second Life means to me as told by Strawberry herself.
In Second Life, my name is Strawberry Singh. What is Second Life to me? I use Second Life as a form of expression. I'll dress up my avatar, take pictures of her. I use that to process my feelings. If I'm going through a rough time, you'll see that kind of interjecting into my pictures. If I'm feeling particularly happy or energetic, you might see that in my pictures. That also goes alongside with the words and the things that I write on my blog. Second Life is huge. I can go into SL and explore the grid, and I'll see what inspires me. If it's an urban sim or if it's a fantasy sim, my imagination, my creativity, my feelings, everything gets poured into that image. I have had very vivid dreams about Second Life. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, was that real? Did I actually go to this place? Because that's what Second Life is. It's a platform for the residents, the content creators. That's what was there in their mind and their imagination. They translated that into Second Life, and I'm able to explore their dreams.
Sorry, folks. I missed that ending because I was looking up when we actually published this. It was 2015. 2015 was the time of this campaign. So big thanks to another supporter, Svavana Anatra. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. Thank you. And now we're down to 6 supporters needed, and a little over 30 minutes left. Can we do it? Can we do it? We must do it, or I must leave. I'm not leaving. Who am I kidding? I mean, what am I going to do? Become a singer-songwriter at the age of 53? No, you know what I'm going to do? I mean, there is plenty for me to do. And one of them is has to do with music. So look at this here. Now, who is this? I know the guy on the right. That's me. Why do I know this? Well, because I know myself. I know myself, my ugly mug, and I know a Drax Files World Makers t-shirt when I see one. But who is that person on the left? Who is that person on the left? The person on the left is Tony Harper, and her Second Life name was Aziza Wolf. And she passed away last year. And she was a force of nature, an inspiration to so many in Second Life. A mother, a grandmother, a community member, a community leader. She ran an entire island, Aziza's Islands of Love, with a salsa club, with all sorts of amazing activities. She passed away at the age of 85 last June. And she was, in the physical realm, of course, a very, very famous actress and jazz singer, a child star whose first movie, I think, came out in 1949. Yes, 1949 was her first movie. I have that movie on my YouTube unlisted. If you want it, send me a direct message. Toni Harper was a child star. She starred in movies. She had a kind of a stage mom, difficult relationship. Toni quit show business after she played with Oscar Peterson, with the greatest of the greatest, with Dizzy Gillespie. Okay, she had albums produced by Marty Peach, songs written and arranged by Burt Bacharach for her. Unbelievable. And she said, I had it with the show business. In 1963, she started working at the post office in LA, and she worked herself up the ladder, met a wonderful man, married the man, had children, had grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and discovered Second Life, I believe in 2012. I'm not 100% sure. And I started talking with her. She was introduced to me, and I visited her in Palm Springs in 2019. And I did a little reportage, which we're going to watch now. And I have decided to produce a feature-length documentary about her life. I have about 20 hours of conversations with her on tape over the 2-3 year period in Second Life. And I am planning on interviewing her granddaughter and her son, and also go to the UCLA archives where some of the records are kept, and have a comprehensive documentary about her life, how she toured the segregated South. I mean, there's stories after stories that are amazing, and they will be basically reenacted in Second Life. It will be primarily Second Life with, you've seen my feature-length films. It's going to be a similar kind of style, but it's her life and with scenic reenactments of episodes of her life. So that's my big project. That's going to probably take another 2 years. But let's watch the little reportage I did, where you can also see her and me when we met in real life. This is about her place in SL, which unfortunately is no more. When she passed away, the account was given over to her son, who was keeping it safe. But of course, the tier is not being paid, and the land is gone. Here's the story: Aziza's Islands of Love.
My name in Second Life is Aziza Wu.
And in real life?
In the real life, my name is Toni Harper Dunlap.
And what do you like to do in SL?
Creating what I dream about and then bringing it to fruition.
Now, this is your latest project, which is called
Aziza's Islands of Love.
You put on live shows here with top performers like Scorpio.
Don't believe me, just once. Don't believe me, just once.
There are steampunk ships, brave people among us. They might actually try to fly them. There are places to be alone and reflect.
I also have my altar that is very much like my altar here at home because I'm a Buddhist.
You recently celebrated your 83rd birthday, and I have to ask you, what would you say to people who are afraid of this technology?
Well, I can't tell you really because I'm not that way. I'm not afraid of it. I get a kick out of SL.
I told you this before. I was at a VR conference once where some young folks said, oh, you're with Second Life. That's where the old people go to dance.
Yeah, well, when you told me that, I thought that was mighty funny. However, in my previous profession, I was a dancer, so I can appreciate how dancers in SL are developed. I can do all the things that I cannot do in this first life, as I call it.
Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I.
Now, let's look at one very special place you keep a bit hidden inside one of those steampunk ships.
This is my favorite room. There's a beautiful purple, which is my favorite color, by the way, piano.
Have you ever thought about performing yourself here in SL?
Well, yes, I have. And in fact, there was this crazy guy. His name is Drax is here with me. He's been here with me since Saturday. What we're going to be doing is filming me singing at my club. And we did what? About 6 songs. One of them, he's actually playing the guitar.
What's it all about, Alfie? Is it just for the moment we live?
Some people say when they encounter folks your age in SL, they say, oh, yeah, well, that's just their real-life family abandoning them, shipping them off to a virtual world. What would you respond to that?
I have a beautiful family. I love them to pieces. I'm busy doing my thing, and they are busy doing their thing. They got their lives to be living. That's the way I want it. They're breathing their own air. I'm breathing mine.
And if life belongs only to the strong, Alfie.
How have you been dealing with the lockdown, the quarantine, the COVID-19 situation?
I got a whole lot of crazy things going on this first life. I seem to get through it so far.
Maybe you're the chosen one.
I'm chosen to me. I'm the one living this life. So I want it to be a good one. Any older people who might be afraid, as you call them, they could look at me and see how happy and how much fun I'm having what I do. Because I have a natural ball every day. A busy mind is very, very good when your body can't be as busy as you would like it to be. SL is, my flavor. That's me.
Like a comet blazing across the evening sky, gone too soon. Like a rainbow fading in the twinkling of an eye, gone too soon. Shining sparkly and splendidly bright, here one day, gone one night.
Geo down.
Rest in peace, Tony. An absolute inspiration in both worlds, real life and second life. An absolute inspiration. Hardtop 75, thank you for pledging. We have 4 left to go to get to 100 supporters. Hardtop says, I miss your videos like this one. Thank you, Hardtop. I appreciate it, but there's tons of videos. I mean, I said it in the last 3 streams. I produced over 120 videos per year under the Linden Lab contract. Not all of them reportage, mini documentary style, but quite a lot. I mean, there's an entire playlist. You can look that up on the official Second Life channel. There's just tons of stuff, and we have a lot more videos to go through. First of all, I'm gonna type a slur into the YouTube chat, which is from Dahlia Lake. This is Dahlia Lake's place in SL. Please save that, folks. Dahlia Lake is doing amazing work, and seek her out in SL. We watched this historic piece just a few minutes ago. But yeah, so Tony Harper, that's the big project, the feature length, 90 plus minutes. It's in the works, and I'm fortunate enough to have about 20 hours of conversations, one-on-one conversations with her that we did in Second Life before I met her in real life. And then I have tons of stuff from the real life when I visited her as well. But the Second Life conversations were amazing, and all these anecdotes from her various lives, her life in show business, but then also her life at the post office is actually really, really, really amazing. So I'm gonna have to find a way to put that all together. Again, the storytelling device will be through Second Life, reenacting, for example, her first tour to the segregated South when she was 12 years old or maybe 13. And they had a limo driver. His name was Bernard. And they stopped at a gas station somewhere in Kentucky. He pumped gas. And the guy owning the gas station was looking already hateful. What are these black people doing at my gas station? And Tony said, I need to go to the bathroom. And she ran out and ran into the station. And the station owner says, and I think now I remember she told me that the guy just didn't say anything. He just stood there, blocked the entrance, and showed her with his arm waving to the back that she should go in the fields. And she didn't know what was going on. She grew up in Los Angeles in a fairly integrated neighborhood again, and she worked in Hollywood as from age 9, 10 onwards. So she had never encountered this. And she, I remember her telling me that the driver, Bernard, said, "Oh, Miss Tony, please come. Let's come back to the car quickly. Let's get out of here." He saw the severity of the potential violence in the air. Oh, here's Theodore V. Adorno, my favorite sociologist, philosopher, and musicologist. Come sit down here, Theodore. Sit next to the hedgehog. You're a little late. But Theodore V. Adorno was always late, especially when students in German students showed him their boobs. That's a true story. Just Google Theodore V. Adorno and boobs, or breasts for that matter. Please close your mic. There's a mic open. Close your mics. Whose mic is open? Let's go quickly to the next video. Actually, somebody can open their mic, but only one person, and her name is Shyla the Super Gecko. Shyla, want to watch the Hotel Chelsea. Talk a little bit about Hotel Chelsea and the woman that is profiled here, who also is no longer with us.
Well, the Chelsea was built, it's having its 16th anniversary this year, but for years it was run by Enola Bahir. Mm-hmm. And she ran it almost single-handedly. I don't know how she did it. It takes a whole co-op now to do what she did. Her love was for art, all the arts, visual arts, spoken word, musical. And I remember her telling me one thing about the success of the Hotel Chelsea, and that was that to love the artist. And that's what it's there for. It's there for the artist, and yeah, she's a beautiful person.
And you can rent rooms in there. And this is a replica of the real Hotel Chelsea. I don't know if the real hotel in real life, I don't know if that's still operating. But
yes, it's been renovated and it is reopened.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks different to some degree, especially on the inside. But if you ever see pictures of the first Hotel Chelsea, which was built in the 1800s, people like Mark Twain stayed there.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan, amazing people. It looks just like it. It's the official virtual replica of the Hotel Chelsea.
There's only one. The one in Roblox sucks, I heard. But no, let's watch this. Theodore V. Adorno asks, "Can I get a donation trophy?" Yeah, you can click on it, and then you have to res it on your land, Theodore. Also, the link to the main location of the donation trophy is in the chat. And Shala, maybe you can give Theodore the location. But let's go to Hotel Chelsea. This is a piece I did, I believe, 3 years ago, or maybe four. And the Hotel Chelsea is on the mainland, Shyla, right?
Yes, it's on Lenestris.
This is an important aspect that I want to go deeper in the upcoming work, is to focus on the mainland, not exclusively, but the mainland is incredible. The mainland is brimming with life. There is a vibrant culture, and to me it's the best representation of SL, I think, is on the mainland because of the way I see SL personally as a kind of a diverse, the diverse world of just diverse cultures right next to each other. So I'm a big fan of public land. I'm not a big fan of gated communities. So there you go. But we are here in the gated community. Nobody can find us, whatever. So here is the story of the Hotel Chelsea with Enola, rest in peace, narrating this. I interviewed her and a lot of other people, residents of the hotel. Enjoy.
When I was a teenager, my desire was to go to art school in New York City and live in the Chelsea Hotel. And my parents said that if I tried to do that, they would tie me to my bed. My name in Second Life is Enola M. Vayer. I am the owner-manager of the virtual Chelsea Hotel. I like to role-play that I'm a hotel mogul. The Hotel Chelsea, to me, means a celebration of the arts. Stanley Bart, the manager of the hotel for many years, would accept art as rent. The walls were filled with art, 12 stories of hallway. There are about 70 rooms. That's the virtual Hotel Chelsea. The real-life Hotel Chelsea, of course, there are many, many more. Most of the rooms can be rented.
My name is Luna Bronwyn. This room is right next to the Hotel Chelsea sign, which is one of the reasons I chose this room. And it's also above the room wherein Bob Dylan lived at the real hotel.
Bob Dylan stayed here frequently. Another room that we have open to the public is the Sid and Nancy room. Supposedly, Sid murdered Nancy. He was never tried for it because he killed himself or died of an overdose before he ever went to trial.
My name in Second Life is Plato Novo. It was far before my time, but I just love the era. I love the Warhol culture, the factory. My room here at the Chelsea, all of the art is a collection from artists here in Chelsea over the years. I just tried to make it, similar to the hotel. Of course, there's not flowers and grass on the floor in the real life hotel. There could have been. I don't doubt someone tried.
If you go up to the first story, there are bronze flowers. You can pay $50 USD and you get a bronze flower with your name on it. And that bronze flower will be there forever.
My name in Second Life is Judy Lynn India. I was not coming into Second Life for fantasy. I came into Second Life to bring in another facet of the arts community. It places me into a piece of history. I feel that I'm a part of that New York art scene.
The virtual Hotel Chelsea is not just a reproduction. It also is full of life.
One of the greatest things about the place, I meet all sorts of unusual people here, which is just like the real hotel.
We're a community of like minds, a place where people accept other people.
It's not only a reproduction of the real hotel, it's a reproduction that holds the same muse.
This virtual model is the closest thing we have, capturing its essence and its history.
Second Life is real. It's part of our real lives.
I feel like I can take pride in what we have created here. The virtual Hotel Chelsea exists because of and for the Bohemians.
There we go, the Hotel Chelsea. Just absolutely amazing. And the rooms can be decorated as you wish if you rent there. And Shyla is I don't know what's your official capacity, Shyla. You're putting together the live performances. Are you in charge of this? Because there's tons of live performances. There's varying art exhibits and everything in between. Shyla is typing.
I am the director of performing arts, and there's a full co-op. There's a person for visual arts. There's a person for historical accuracy, the blog, graphics. Yeah, so there's a lot of people who keep it going.
Because you guys are no Enola, who did it all by herself. Amazing. And let me just, because somebody just asked me about the frequency of these videos when I'm coming back. So right now, I don't want to overpromise because it takes a lot of time to put these videos together. And because I'm not under contract with Linden Lab anymore, I have to do day job type activities like every one of us to keep a roof over my head. So I will have less time. That means I would say one of a mini documentary between 5 and 10 minutes in length will come out every 6 weeks. I'm very confident that I can do that. But I also had the idea just earlier talking to Somanel Edelman from Landscapes Unlimited, the best Sim Surround creator, that I might do a kind of one-on-one sort of talk show, live streaming, the Drax Files, Where Are They Now? So basically, that would be going back to people who I profiled in the past, in whatever capacity. For example, Arden Schwartzman I profiled, and then I would sit down with Arden Schwartzman, the Drax Files. Where are they now? And the Return of the World Makers. Yeah, that is even better, Arden. You're so good with this stuff. So that would be just filling up a little bit the time between these more elaborate, intricate documentaries, which obviously take a lot of time. They're based on long interviews, then putting the story together. Journalism. I mean, real journalism, not copy and pasting crap, but really, really going deep inside the story. So this stuff takes time. And then doing one-on-one conversations is not a lot of preparation for me, as I know the subject matter, but it will give people something to enjoy in the downtime between when I work on the documentaries. And it will be very interesting, I think, if people are still around, and maybe we'll even get some people who are no longer around, but nonetheless want to talk about not being around. I don't know. We'll see. But that's an idea that just came up shortly before we went to air. And I will announce that via the newsletter. By the way, the newsletter is my main means of communicating the projects and the events. And that's Substack, dragster.substack.com. Is that right, Book Club Manager? The Book Club Manager changed his name to just another shut-in. I don't know what his problem is. But dragster.substack.com. Please subscribe because that's where I will communicate. And don't add me with like, I didn't know that this was happening. I know we're all overwhelmed with an onslaught of information overload. So we gotta slow down and we gotta focus. And and my way of doing that is to consolidate information outreach, so to speak, into one avenue, because SL groups are not really reliable. And a newsletter is an old school way of doing it. In Substack, I'm not a big fan of the fact that Substack is making money off of Nazis. There's a lot of controversy around that, but there is no social media or media platform in the digital world that doesn't have a problem with giving a platform to very questionable people and profiting from it. I would even go as far as to say that this is a problem of capitalism, but there we go. This is another conversation. The picture here in the back, the photo, is Fluffy on an iPad with the SL Mobile. Did you guys know that SL had a mobile client 10 years ago? What was it called? Trivia question. quick. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. What was it called? Oh no, Shyla Lumia. Oh my God, are you kidding me? People don't remember that. Wow, that's amazing. This was really an amazing technology. I did a lot of videos on that, including a very, very famous commercial actually, which is hilarious, where people believed I had a huge mansion on the beach. Seek that out. But yeah, people don't know that. People on YouTube, hello, Second Life Mobile, what was it called? Oh boy, I'm shocked. I need to do more work on, documenting this. But that means you guys have never seen that ad. Wow. Okay. Now, yeah, Kippy, of course. Kippy knows. Kippy's the man. SL Go, my friends. People don't remember SL Go? Was absolutely amazing. It streamed Second Life in the highest resolution onto mobile devices. Look up SL Go Dragster and watch the ad that I did at the time. It's hilarious. And it's for real. I mean, it was for real. And then how it went down and how it got destroyed, I documented that on the Drax Files Radio Hour in detail. I don't want to get into that now because we have 8 minutes left and we need 4 more supporters. I'll go a little bit over time, but not too much. I have a few more really cool videos, but there's 4 more supporters needed. 4 more. Pick up a donation trophy or go to Ko-fi.com. Now let's see. Let's watch another relatively newer one. Why is Teodor Villadona not a supporter? I don't understand. He should be. Because it's really down to the wire. It's down to the wire. Now, here's a relatively newer one, and it's Cure Made in SL. Now, Cure Made in SL is about Zeitel Enchantment has a support group in world for a very rare disease, the Charge syndrome. And let's just roll the tape because it's another one, very inspiring story of community outreach, fundraising around a real issue where this is just not possible anywhere else. One of my favorites. I say this every time. Cure Made in SL. Enjoy.
My name in Second Life is Zeitel Enchantment. I am the ambassador for the Charge Syndrome region here on the grid. Charge syndrome is an extremely complex grouping of medical issues and challenges. Some children are born without any cognitive impairment. Others have significant impairment. Some kids will never walk. Other kids, like my son, is a long-distance runner. With the Charge Syndrome region in Second Life, one of the goals is to raise funds for the Charge Syndrome Foundation. As a rare disease, it's really difficult for these organizations to get the money that they need to fund research. They help families come together every 2 years for an international conference. So many of these kids are so isolated. I went to my first conference in Chicago 6 years ago, and it was absolutely life-changing for every member of my family.
This is such a wonderful, colorful place you have here in Second Life. I don't want to ever leave.
That's why I have the region as an amusement park right now. They can come here, spend 5 minutes reading the boards, and then they can go and ride the best roller coaster in Second Life. If they come here for one reason, which is have a bit of an escape, the name of the sim has educated them. One more person knows today. One more person knows. I have collaborated with the artist Susan Jewell. I sort of throw out my vision and she went, "Oh my God." And then we started building. We want everybody to find their inner child and feel really uninhibited when they come here. Just let go and have fun and be silly.
We saw a bit of your son already in physical and avatar form. How is he doing?
My son is now 22 years old, and he's attending university part-time. We were told he wouldn't walk, and he started walking around the age of 3, and then he discovered the track at school, and he would walk it, and you'd try to catch him, and he'd giggle and take off, and then he started running. When he gets stressed, he'll just say, "Mom, I'm going for a walk," and he'll just head out the door with his white cane and go for a walk for an hour. He's the inspiration for this place.
It's interesting that you opted to go to Second Life for this outreach and not other social media platforms.
For me, my medium definitely is Second Life. I've been here since 2007. It's an extension of my real life in every aspect. It's actually opened the world to us. There's a lot of people who, not just because of COVID, are isolated for a lot of different reasons. Second Life opens the door for them. And if you want to open that door, you can.
You found a way right into my soul. I won't let you go away.
Yeah, there you have it. And you know what? This is, of course, this video is also care made in SL, not cure. Care made in SL. God, see, this is embarrassing. I don't even know my own stuff because this was done in 21, and then the other one that we watched earlier was 22, a year later, about PTSD. Yeah, so these stories, again, like I say, these are stories that I find really fascinating. The combination of community building, outreach, and just accepting a diverse population. But the Hotel Chelsea story is also falls into that category. I mean, they kind of all do. And like I said earlier, if you are out there and you're thinking like, I have a good story, and maybe I should approach Draxter, you're going to write an email to madeinsl@draxter.com and tell me your story. And please be patient. I will get back to you. But like I say, I can only do one of the reportage ones, the more intricate ones, every 6 weeks. There's no way I can do more right now. Maybe I can do more as we get into the groove, and maybe there are other ways of funding this. We'll see. Kippy says maybe res and pay, then take it back and res. Oh yeah, people are asking how to do the Avalier. I'm joking. Oh my God, Avalier. I am joking. Joking. No. This is German humor. But where was I? Yeah, if you want to pick up a donation trophy and you don't have land, go to Second Life Book Club Island number 2. There's a sandbox there, or go to any sandbox and res it. And if you keep it resed out, then of course it will remind you every month that there's a donation due. I think it's a day before, but then if you don't have land, then you take it in. That's fine. I mean, I hope that you maybe set a reminder and put it back out every month. That would be awesome. That would really help me out and show your support that way. It's all about showing that support if you can, and I'm not holding it against you if you can't afford it. So let's go a little bit over time. 3 more supporters needed. Just 3 more. It's 1, 2, 3. You can do this. Actually, you know what? There's 2 because Theodore Adorno said he is going to support. He will look tomorrow. Where is Theodore V. Adorno? Is he on camera? Let's see. Is he still here or he left? Here he is. He's staring at us, looking around weirdly. You should go to a sandbox. You should go to a sandbox and res the trophy. Caddy's asking for the slurl of the trophy. Caddy is sitting right here, right next to the trophy. All she has to do is to click on it, and then she's getting one. But she could also go to the slurl that was posted many times. I make it very hard to support me. Wiki Composer, hello Wiki Composer. I don't know how you found it, how you found us. Theodore, yeah, just res it and donate. So two more supporters needed, and let's see what videos I have left. Ooh, I have one with Ebbe Altberg. Ebbe Altberg, former CEO of Linden Lab, no longer with us. Rest in peace, Ebbe. Here is when Ebbe met a used car salesman who gave him a Second Life official guide and then sold him a used Lexus. Oh, wait, that's me. So, yeah, we miss Ebbe Altberg, who was arguably the best CEO that Linden Lab ever had. Sorry, Philip, you were great. You're very important. But in terms of CEOs, maybe he was the best. And he passed away in 2021. I forgot if it was 2020 or 2021. I met him many times. I highly respected him. He died on June 4th, 2021. The same day my mother died many, many years ago. Strange, whatever coincidence, there's only 365 days in the year, but whatever. Ebbe, you will be missed. And I'm going to play a video while I hope that we get two more supporters, either through Ko-fi or through the donation trophy. I'm going to play a special video that was made for the SL15B for the 15th year anniversary of Second Life, and that featured Ebbe, and I met him. They actually paid for this trip to Amsterdam, where he was staying at the time. I flew to Amsterdam, and I interviewed him there. And it's a very nice video. And thank you, Ebbe, for everything that you did for this amazing world. Because every ship needs a captain.
Hello from Amsterdam. This is Ebbe Altberg, the CEO of Linden Lab. This year, Second Life turns 15, and I couldn't be more proud of our residents who have made Second Life the most successful virtual world ever.
You have to remember, everything in Second Life is created by a resident. Matter of fact, we paid out $68 million in 2017 to people who run their own businesses here. The 5 million virtual goods listed in our marketplace are made by self-taught entrepreneurs who come from over 200 countries. For the thousands of people who sign up to Second Life every month, geographic origin does not matter, and neither does gender or age, because in this world, your avatar is in charge. Let's take Fran, for example, who leads a Parkinson's support group that works closely with the Michael J. Fox Foundation. Or Sergio de la Cruz, who taught himself game design using only the creation tools built into Second Life. French artist May Leo makes a living with fashion sold in her in-world store. Non-profit organizations use Second Life to do public awareness campaigns as well as fundraising. Educational institutions like Istanbul University use Second Life to train teachers. Barcelona-based mocap studio Vista Animations pushes the envelope with custom animations for Second Life avatars.
And this is just the beginning. We're constantly investing in the future of Second Life.
We're currently moving massive amounts of Second Life infrastructure to the cloud to optimize global performance. And with our Animesh project, you will be able to bring your world to life with even more interactive objects and characters. And there's so much more to come. So a big thank you to the pioneers among our residents and Lindens alike. They laid the groundwork for this wonderful world that brings people together like nothing else. Happy birthday, Second Life.
What's so different about Second Life is that it is a place. And as human beings, we relate to and depend on places for so much meaning. We were able to bring the distance, so to speak, between the people down to much closer. The nature of the connection and communication between people was changed. This is Philip Rosedale. Happy birthday, Second Life.
Wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are.
That made me tear up a little bit, to be honest. I mean, I forgot that Philip is in that video as well, talking to essentially Ebbe, the virtual version, and Shyla is in that audience as well. Rest in peace, Ebbe. I mean, amazing. And again, in defense of that used car salesman over there, the Lexus that Ebbe bought from him is not the reason why he passed on. Okay, that's bad German humor. Now, I'm very, very excited to announce that Wiki Composer, where is Wiki Composer? Very enterprising composer. He picked up a donation trophy and then he resed it here because it's free res. Everybody can res. Water can res his fish and chips. Wiki Composer resed it and he pledged. And then there was one person left. He's resing it again. He's holding it. He's holding it with his powers. And then there was one person left. One person was left to complete the 100 number, not the 8100 number. And so while the video is playing, I'm checking on Ko-fi.com/Draxter, and I'm checking on it. And what do I see? What do my eyes see? Strawberry Singh is following you. Strawberry Singh supported you on Ko-fi.com/Draxter. She did it. Strawberry completed the 100. I did not plan this. I'm not joking. So this is amazing. Thank you, Strawberry. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody else. But Strawberry, especially, I want to, and again, this number of 62 supporters is wrong because I combined the Ko-fi supporters with the trophy supporters. I want to say big thank you to Strawberry also that she got a divorce from the Linden guy that she married. She's now back with the Singh guy, so that's cool. I mean, I don't want to be responsible for dissolving your marriage to whatever Linden that was. Now that you're back in the Singh territory, I really don't want to guess that this has to do with the donation. Maybe you just had a fight with your Linden husband and said, I gotta support Drax, I gotta support Draxter. And then Mr. Linden says, no, you're not gonna do that. The dude has so much dough, he's practically swimming in Linden's dollars, that is. And you say, no, I gotta support him. And Mr. Linden says, if you support him, Strawberry, I'm out of here. And you did it. And then you supported me. And Linden filed for divorce, and as everything in Second Life, everything goes much quicker than in real life. So not only did he divorce you in the time that we watched the last video, no, Mr. Singh called back, coincidentally, a second later, called you on the landline phone, which you still have, Strawberry, I know it. He called you, and he said, hey, Strawberry, long time, 3 years or whatever, 4 years, I just wanted to check in with how are you doing? And you said to him, well, I just got a divorce. And Mr. Singh said, oh, me too. What a coincidence that is. Do you want to get together for some coffee someday, sometime? And Strawberry says, yeah, of course. Why not right now? Because the video is only 30 seconds left. Okay, let's do it. And then they got married, and that's why she's Strawberry singing. Oh my God, she's in the YouTube chat. Oh my God, 5 years. 5 years of being with Mr. Linden, and now it's all over. But I'm happy you're back with Mr. Singh, and may the birds sing your praises. And I'm gonna let myself out because the cringe is so hard that even I'm cringing. But it's been amazing. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. For Teodoro Villadorno is more embarrassed than when the students exposed their breasts back in, when was that, Teodoro? Was that 67, 68 maybe? Look it up, folks. I'm not, so what? Water knows the history, 1968, the breast incident. Teodoro Adorno is still one of my favorites. Yes, he was old and maybe the whole culture industry stuff is maybe a little bit harsh. He didn't like jazz. But anyway, I'm completely digressing. Let's wrap this up. Thank you, everybody who showed up in the world, who found me. The camera movement is erratic. Dex, Delia, Sunny Tsa, this used to be Arden Schwartzman. He fell asleep. Kip Yellow Jacket, Caddy Roska, Wiki Composer pushed us over the finish line together with Mrs. Singh, Water, Theodore Adorno. And Theodore Adorno, you better res that donation trophy tomorrow on a sandbox like you promised, because otherwise we're only 99 and the whole Strawberry Sing story is completely just, falls apart. Actually, it already fell apart. Strawberry says, love you, Drax. Keep making great videos. I will, Strawberry. Thank you. And Kippy and everybody on the chat. And Diafka, who is also Avalier Plays. I'm sorry, I was joking. Avalier is not a freeloader. So this was very exciting. I have a wonderful outro for you guys. Let's stop with this erratic camera movement. Let me make sure that I have everything that I wanted to mention. My slides are here, yes. So book club is ongoing. The book club calendar is separate from all this. Hope to see you guys at the book club. Next Wednesday is a fantastic author, by the way. She wrote a memoir of her cancer where every organ in her body is talking to each other. They're like a family, a dysfunctional family. And the story is told through this dysfunction where every organ in her body is a different character in this family. Tracy Sorensen is the name of the author, and her book is called The Vitals. She's on Wednesday. She's from Australia, and she's getting up at 5 a.m. for us. So please come to that. I see a friend here, Ming Tran. Draxter, look forward to all the awesomeness that you bring forth. I shall continue. And that's it. Let's roll the outro tape, and I'll see you guys soon. Please subscribe to the newsletter. That's really the main avenue to keep on top of everything. And maidensl@dragster.com. You sent me an email and pitch a story, pitch yourself. Don't be shy. Don't feel like, I have nothing to say. Everybody has something to say. That's my whole philosophy of highlighting stories that are marginal. Okay? So here's the outro. And happy weekend to everybody. Thank you. This was really a blast. And it was a blast also to look through the archives, look at this stuff. And it's so good to see Delia and Old Bees still being here and doing amazing stuff. Goodbye.
We're all thrown into it, one way or the other. We all try to steer it as straight as we can. Sometimes we collide with each other. Who is to blame? And who's gonna fix the boat? Life, oh life, there's nothing to fear from you, life. Let me know if I can be of any help, life. You and I, let's try a fresh start today. What do you say? Let's close the door on the past. So we swim, and it is in so many ways just a little trick to keep our heads above water. But now I'm not afraid anymore. Life, oh life, there's nothing